We're staying in the NFC East here a little bit, but let's talk about the Cowboys. Of course, the Week 1 opponent for the Eagles. We're going to see their schedule pop up here. You guys are telling me they've worked on the O-line, they've gotten better in some ways, but I think maybe the biggest thing is Dak Prescott being healthy. Adam, when you think about how different they would look, I mean, they didn't even have Dak when they played the Eagles last season. He's going to make a big difference. Plus, they've also added some weapons offensively as well and done some things to change the defense.
Well, Dak is healthy. He'll be ready for the start of the season. They've added George Pickens, and we've talked a lot about George Pickens and how it complement CD Lamb, but it's an entirely new backfield. Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, the rookie draft pick Jaden Blue. That's a whole new backfield running behind first-round draft pick Tyler Booker. We'll see how that works out.
Can we look at the right side of the screen?
Ooh.
So if you go from basically Thanksgiving week, let's say that's Thanksgiving week, week 12, you play 6 out of your 7 final games are playoff teams from last year, and that includes both of the teams in the Super Bowl, the team in the NFC Championship. Detroit was in the NFC Championship game the week before or the year before, and then the other 2 teams are the Vikings and the Chargers that roster-wise are as good as anybody.
Hold on,
that is as tough as a finishing stretch.
Well, then the Commanders.
You said they were a contender.
I believe they're
Don't get scared now because of that schedule.
That's a brutal
Of course it is.
Oh, my God.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt it is.
That's also national television Thursday night. Everyone watching.
Yeah.
Sunday night, Thanksgiving, Christmas. You want it. You want the fire. You want that responsibility. You want to be America's team. Let's see
That's
it.
a tough finishing 7
How about
games.
this? 4 Thursday games, the most in NFL history. No team's ever played 4 Thursday games. Cowboys will play 4 Thursday games.
That goes back to that management. You know, for a first-time head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, there's a lot of short week, long week, different week. That's very new, I feel, in the NFL in the last maybe 2 or 3 years of how many. Back in the day, it was you got one game that felt different and it broke your routine.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot he's going to have to get used to. And I'll tell you what, I know there's a team in the NFC East we haven't really even mentioned. We haven't talked about the Giants very much.
Yeah.
They have a front on defense
Good point.
that will absolutely knock your quarterback out.
Yeah, good point.
So you
That's
cannot
the
just
Week 8
dismiss
team.
them at all. And
Right.
I'm telling you, this division, Dallas is up against it in this division. They are up against it because all these teams have gotten a lot better, I believe.
That's the Week 18 game for the Cowboys. I did already see that you picked your Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. I know you were real serious about that.
People tend to get excited and overreact to everything these days,
Oh,
which
man.
you get kind of used to. I was half joking because Michael Strahan was in the studio, but I do think this. I do believe. Now, I understand the Eagles, they're the cream of the crop. Washington, I believe they'll be better. But I do think Dallas, I think they've been flying under the radar a little bit this offseason, and rightfully so. They don't deserve a lot of talk at this point. But I do believe that they're going to be, not just because they were injured last year, I think they're going to be a better football team this year, and I think they may surprise some people. I mean, I know in Dallas there's always talk about a Super Bowl, and who knows? I mean, it's been a while, as we know. But I do think they're going to contend and be stronger than they've probably gotten credit up to this point.
Yeah, 1995. You know it well, Troy. You were there and had a big part in it, right? All right, thanks so much. Troy Aikman, part of that Monday Night Football booth, the Hall of Famer. We appreciate you joining us here to get us started on we got a 2-hour schedule release show here, Troy. I know you're going to stay tuned for the
You
whole
can stay
rest
for the
of
2 hours if you
2
want.
hours. You got an hour and 55 minutes left, huh? I mean, is that what you got?
You helped us out.
There's a lot of games to go over, Troy. A lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
appointment
good luck.
viewing.
I'll be watching.
I have a feeling you won't be. But Troy, we appreciate you so much, and we'll see you soon. How about this, you guys? This is pretty cool. The international slate of games has just really expanded so much, of course, throughout the time. 7 international games this season. Those Chiefs, Chargers, and Brazil Friday night, week 1. That's cool, Dan. I mean, as you look through this entire slate, it's an interesting thing because it's expanding the game, but it also does add some challenges to some of these teams.
Yeah, totally. I think the week 1 one is interesting because I really believe this is probably the best division the Chiefs have had to play against. Really, since Patrick Mahomes got there, the Chargers are going to be really good. The Broncos are really good. I think the Raiders are going to be better than people expect. So, does a week 1 game impact who can eventually win a division or not?
Listen, this is the most international games that the NFL has had in one season. We're seeing that number rise every year. And that is going to where we're going to get, I don't know, 12, 14, 16 international games in a year, so that when the NFL, in time, can increase the schedule to 18 games, they can sell off another TV package to somebody else, another network, Netflix or Amazon, whoever. But there's billions of dollars waiting in TV packages in international.
I would just add quickly, Vikings back-to-back weeks overseas.
Are we going to find out some things about J.J. McCarthy
sure
quickly now?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, look at those two defenses he's going up against in Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Ooh,
you know they're going to be getting after him.
joke.
He's going to be staying over, across overseas for 2 straight weeks.
Yeah.
Early in the season, the first quarter of the season. That's a lot to find out about this young quarterback. We're going to find it out quickly.
We've seen some of those teams that do that. They really get settled in overseas.
Yeah.
They get adjusted to the time, but it's still certainly something that disrupts their normal schedules. So it can test some young players.